Welcome to 5-Minute Math. This is Carrie Rhinehart. Today I'm going to be looking at multiplying polynomials. If you're following along in the book, it's from Algebra 1, Unit 5, Lesson 5. So we are multiplying polynomials. For example, let's start with multiplying two monomials. Let's say we have 3m to the 7th n times 5m to the 4th n to the 6th. Now this goes back to what we looked at in the first lesson of Unit 5. Remember, you multiply your coefficients. So we get 3 times 5, which is 15. And then we've got m to the 7th times m to the 4th. In this case, you keep your base of m, and you add the 7 and the 4, so m to the 11th. And then you have n, which is an understood power of 1, times n to the 6th. So we're going to add 1 and 6 and get n to the 7th here. And you're done. But let's say that you have negative 2y squared times 8y squared minus 2. All right, in this case, this is where the distributive property comes into play. We need to multiply this negative 2y squared by both the 8y squared and the negative 2. So we need to distribute here. So we're going to multiply negative 2y squared times 8y squared. And we're also going to multiply negative 2y squared times negative 2. Okay, and we'll put an addition sign in here. Okay, so let's go ahead and multiply negative 2y squared times 8y squared. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. And then we've got y squared times y squared, which is y to the 4th, because we add those exponents. And then over here, we've got negative 2y squared times negative 2. You multiply the coefficients, or the coefficient and the constant, which is negative 2 and negative 2, which is 4. And then you've just got that y squared. You don't have anything to combine it with, so it's just a positive 4y squared there. And since we've got a y to the 4th in one term and y squared in the other, there are no like terms, and you're done here. All right, and it can get a little bit more complicated than this. You could have a binomial times a binomial, or you could have a binomial times a trinomial. But the distributive property still holds true for all of these. For example, let's say I have 2m minus 7 times 3m minus 1. That means I need to multiply everything in here. So I need to multiply the 2m by both the 3m and the negative 1. And I need to multiply this negative 7 by both the 3m and the negative 1. We're multiplying everything together here. So I need to distribute. I need to multiply the 2m times 3m and the 2m times negative 1. And I need to multiply the negative 7 times 3m and the negative 7 times negative 1. So I'm going to write this out. We've got 2m times 3m plus, then we've got 2m times negative 1 plus, then we've got negative 7 times 3m plus, and then I'm running out of room, but then we've got negative 7 times negative 1. So starting here, we've got 2m times 3m. 2 times 3 is 6, and that's m to the 1st times m to the 1st, and we add those so we get m squared, or m to the 2nd. Okay, then we've got 2m times negative 1. Well, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, and then we've just got the m. Next, we've got negative 7 times 3m. So negative 7 times 3 is negative 21, but we still have that m. And then last, we've got negative 7 times negative 1, which is a positive 7. So we've got 6m squared minus 2m minus 21m plus 7. But if you notice here, we do have some like terms. These two are like terms, so we need to combine them. The 6m squared comes down. Negative 2m minus 21m. We do negative 2 minus 21, which is negative 23, and you keep the m. And then you bring down that plus 7. So your final answer here is 6m squared minus 23m plus 7.